Farmers Insurance Open in town this weekend as San Diego will be the host of the PGA. It's part of the overall tour that, as we've discussed on the show before, something that's not necessarily a given for San Diego moving forward. What do I mean by that? Well, the PGA Tour is trying to redo the schedule. Now, this is very important because the Farmers Insurance Open is one of those events that's around the calendar for the PGA Tour that they're trying to rework. It's a very important event here in San Diego. Dates back to 1952, has been played at Torrey Pines for 59 straight years, one of the oldest continuous tour stops. And despite that, nothing is guaranteed until the PGA reveals its long-term vision. This is something that is a tournament that is so recognizable here in San Diego, but also for the rest of the United States, and something that definitely needs to continue on the new PGA Tour. But the big problem is for the Farmers Insurance Open, if and when it comes back, which I think is going to come back, it has to have the new name and a new title sponsor. But this is a tournament that has to be part of the PGA Tour.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. It is, as we said, it's been so iconic for San Diego. Dates all the way back to 1952. It's been played at Torrey Pines for the last 59 years. It's the perfect open to a season. I mean, when you really think about it, this is where the PGA Tour season really starts. I know it's not the first official stop, but when you think about when the golf season starts, Torrey Pines in San Diego, whatever the tournament's name may be, is where you think of.
We talked about it on our show a couple of days ago, but the reality is there's a lot of other tournaments that they can lop off with not as big of purses that would save the Farmers Insurance Open. And there's a couple of big reasons why I think the Farmers Insurance Open will stay. One of them being, the media presence for this thing. I mean, ESPN, for the first time in 20 years, will air live coverage of a non-major PGA Tour event on the first 2 days of the Farmers Insurance Open, which signals, I think, to me, the event still carries very much a national value. And here's the other reason why. When it's an iconic tournament, you see the ocean views. It feels like a major championship pedigree, even though it doesn't carry that in the PGA Tour. But a lot of emotional ties to star players, and no player does this course loom larger for than Tiger Woods, who has won the Farmers 7 times and has also won a U.S. Open at Torrey Pines. His personal history here helped elevate the event, I think, nationally, but also Tiger chairs the PGA Tour's future competition committee, which is the one that is shaping up the tour to what it will look like beyond 2027. I think this is a big play. ESPN being involved, wanting to air it, as well as Tiger Woods having a lot of nostalgia at this tournament.
Yeah, I believe we said this is the only non-major that ESPN is broadcasting. Now they're broadcasting just the first 2 days of it, but especially you're picking up the first 2 days. You're picking up day one and cut day. Now it's only for 3 hours. You're going from 9 a.m. to noon Pacific time, but still that is major for ESPN to fork out the money to be able to broadcast the first couple days of a tournament instead of the last two, and also shows their willingness to want to broadcast this. I think really highlights how special the PGA Tour at San Diego really is.
The Farmers Insurance Open, again, and we're going to talk about, or should we say, is, they got some big names in the tournament field still. Still a lot of big names. Brooks Koepka, who just came back from the Live Tour, will be in it. Max Homa, Ludwig Arberg, Harris English, San Diegans, Xander Schauffele, J.J. Spawn, Jason Day, Justin Rose, Hideki Matsuyama. I mean, there's still a lot of big names on the tour that participate in this. But the bottom line is for the Farmers Insurance Open, it's not in immediate danger, but it's no longer untouchable. And this future hinges on sponsorship replacement, PGA Tour restructuring, and whether history and identity still matter in a modern tour chasing scarcity and stars. And I'm curious to see how this plays out. But to me, I think it's better for the PGA Tour to have the Farmers Insurance Open, or should I say Torrey Pines, part of the tour.
Yeah, 100%. And whatever name it ends up going under, that's the first step, is getting the name. Once you can get that sponsor, get that locked in, your future at a place is really set. And I don't think that San Diego is going to have to try too hard to try to lure a big name sponsor in for such a prestigious tournament.
Should be a fun time at the Farmers Insurance Open. We'll see you at Torrey.